All right, we are looking at the metric system, and the uniqueness about the metric system is that the metric system is a base 10 system. That means essentially, whether you move a decimal to the left or to the right, you're just multiplying or dividing a previous unit by the value of 10. All right, and so for the metric system, we have our three basic units of measurement. We have length, okay, which is our meters. We have volume, which is our liters, and then we have mass, which are our grams. All right, and so each of these systems, are these units of measurement, they all are accompanied with prefixes. Okay, and we have a nice mnemonic to help us remember these prefixes. And that mnemonic goes: King Henry died. King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. All right, and so the K in our mnemonic stands for kilo. Okay, and so if you have a kilometer, that means your 1 kilometer is equivalent to 1,000 meters. Next, we have hecto. And if you have a hectometer, 1 hectometer is equivalent to 100 meters. Next, we have deca for our first D on the left. And so sometimes you'll see this as DEKA, sometimes you'll see it spelled DECA, and 1 decameter is 10 meters. Then you have our bases, right? And so that's right now I'm referring to length. So I'm referring to our liters, okay? And if I was dealing with volume or capacity, we will be looking at liters, and if we're dealing with mass or weight, we're referencing grams. Okay, so to the right, our first D is deci. Okay, and so 1 decimeter would be 1/10 of a meter. The C is centi, and 1 centimeter is 1/100th of a meter, and the M is milli. So 1 millimeter is 1/1000th of a meter. All right, and so these abbreviations is just lowercase k and then whichever unit you in. So if we're talking about distance, again, that would be km, hm. So for deca, you're going to either see it written as DAM or capital DM. So either way. All right, and then we get the deci, which is just DM, centi, cm, and then milli, lowercase m, lowercase m. All right, so there's units bigger than kilo, okay, and those are megas, okay, whether you have a megameter or a megaliter. All right, and so 1 megaliter will be 1,000,000 times bigger than a meter. Okay, now one thing we're going to talk about is that yes, this is a base 10 system, but once you get past a liter, we will jump 1,000 units, and I'll explain this in the second video that I'm going to create. All right, and so a unit smaller than a milliliter will be a microliter. And so you'll see that abbreviated as MC or as the Greek letter mu. Okay, and this is micro. All right, so I'm going to pause right there so you guys can take all that in. Then I'm going to come back and we're going to look at how we can use our metric system or metric stick to do some of the processes we were doing on your content page so that we don't have to use TrainTrack when it comes to the metric system. Talk to you shortly.